Alright guys, today we are talking about the Vault of Time Abyssal Expedition, and there is one important thing that you want to know before you start. Like, literally, you will learn by the time you will reach Zephyrael, and now I'll talk about it, and this is the Relic. Not just the Relic, but the Relic's Soul. This thing kinda changed the overall way how you will play Abyssal Expedition. So what does it do? When you start a fight, you can use one of the heroes, like we have Albedo here, and that hero from the different class will get all the bonuses of your highest relic. That will work only for one hero per team, and important guys, it will work for the both teams. So if you are fighting tier 5 and higher, where you have 2 fights and later on 3 fights, it can be used in each of those 3 teams. So that's kinda cool. That allows you to get more team compositions in order to be more effective. And you won't have to level all those additional relics up, you just need to level 1. And one of your heroes of different class will get all the benefits. Basically, the description just says that, and it's not really kinda giving you that much info, but yeah, the idea is that one of heroes not from this class will have benefit of all of those stat bonuses that you get over here with your highest relic level. So which options does it open to you? First of all, your Ice team. So depending on what class relic did you went for at the start, you can add additional heroes. Right now I went for the mages as my main class because I just love mages. I know celerity is a little bit better, but yeah, I have Ice team here, and Ice is my strongest mage, and now I can use Albedo here with the relic, and she won't die. She will benefit the relic bonuses, and overall that will allow me to do way more damage to the enemies and like use it more. Another option that you might use is Lucretia, for example. So if you are not sure that your team will be able to defeat an enemy, like you have issues with enemy fights, you can always put Lucretia in and she will just decimate the enemies. Another good option. And the good thing that in the second fight you can use it as well. Unluckily, I removed the second character, so we don't have anyone. I have to spend all the stamina before I'll change the hero. But you, when you know that right now, you can use it up like beforehand and have 2 heroes straight away. So you can have 2 heroes of different classes and use them in your fights, and that will allow you to have 2 really strong heroes in your fights. As simple as that. So basically that allows you, if you are like low level, like my test account, it allows you to bring someone like Saurus in, it allows you to bring someone like Lucretia in, Twins, Gradual, anyone who can be used at the boss fights if you want to do more damage to the boss fights, or someone who is just good but not your main class to help you to progress, to go through the map and get all those towns. That will be really helpful with the 2 fights, because usually most players have issues when this starts, when you have the tier 5, and that will allow you to go through that. If you're high level, you can just use it for advanced techniques, like when you want to make a team combination but you need that specific hero so he'll be strong enough, you can use it right now. You can use one of those heroes with the relic, and that is really cool. Now let's talk a little bit about the bosses. We have info on the boss skills of tier 2 boss skills, so now you can know where to start with your proper team, or which strategy to go for specific teams. We will start with Desira or Desira. First of all, the tier 2 bosses, I was hoping for this, they have the soulful linkage as well, so defeating one of the bosses will defeat other ones as well, and the damage will be divided, like distributed equally among all 3 bosses, which is really cool. Now let's talk about Desira specifically. She has some skills. Siren's Call, it will give her a shield, and the shield will replenish itself if it's in the Oceanic Mist. Take note of that. Another one is Hatred's Mark. Once again, skill that won't disappear within the Oceanic Mist, and it will lower the attack rating and accuracy of your guys, of your team, that's a debuff, and also will do quite a good AoE damage to the enemies within range. The third skill is Oceanic Shield, which is just a bubble shield that lasts for 5 seconds and reduces the damage she received by 70% and slowly help regenerate energy, so it doesn't do anything concerned with the Oceanic Mist. So the battlefield is completely enveloped by the Oceanic Mist from the start to finish, so it won't disappear, it will be there all the time. While within the Oceanic Mist, Desira receives an additional 50 crit block rate points and 75 crit damage resistance points. The Oceanic Mist can be temporarily dispersed by specific abilities or weather changing effects. So what does it mean? Desira is extremely tanky. I think you get that already. And the way to dispel her oceanic mist, well, based on the info from the Abyssal Expedition Discord, if you guys are not familiar with that, I'll drop a link in the video description. It will be just under my Discord, and here people are discussing all the stuff about the Abyssal Expedition. So there we go. For Desira, it's mage mostly, and the skills that can cancel the weather, probably this is just speculation, but it seems like it's the true way of doing things. Khazard with Ice Rain, Salice with Blossom Fall, and Skriat with his ultimate as well. Basically any skill that will show this weather effect like next to your faction bonus. So that stuff is supposed to dispel your mist, and that will help you to be more effective during the fight. So keep that in mind. But that's all the info we have for Desira right now. Let's move on to Eluard. So the Eluard is specific as well, there are some things about him. Let's start with the Sanctimony skill. Eluard immediately creates a Divine Shield that has value equal to 800% of his attack rating. If you already possess the Divine Shield, he will consume it in order to deal damage equal to 50% of the consumed shield's value to all enemies, and cannot deal more than like 400% of his attack rating. So this is the ability that will shield him, and if the shield is on, that will do damage to the enemies. Pretty simple. Divine Miracle passive. At the beginning of the battle, Eluard will get a shield. When the shield is broken, Eluard becomes weakened for 5 seconds, after which he creates a new Divine Shield. And the damage dealt to Eluard while not under the shield when he's weakened is 150%, so 50% more damage when he's not shielded. Prayer of Protection, this is interesting. Eluard prioritizes the enemy with the highest total damage. Eluard starts reciting Divine Scripture, preventing both himself and the enemy target from moving and using abilities, during which time Eluard is immune to all damage. And that skill can be cancelled, interrupted, when damage dealt to him 18 times. So you have to do 18 attacks on him in order to cancel that. You already see where it's going, right? And the Judgment, Eluard used the skill, dealing 270% damage to all enemies, dealing even more damage to summoned enemies. Oh my god, so many enemies. Passive, summoned enemies deal increased damage to Eluard. So, blad. So basically what does it do? Eluard is hating the summons, and summons will do a lot of damage to him, a lot of attacks. That means that his Prayer of Protection will be cancelled earlier. That means that he will be done more damage during his downtime and all that. So basically, I think this boss is supposed to be countered by Bugden, by Gradual. So use some summons, use someone who attacks often, like Saurus, Draz maybe Antandra, a lot of attacks. So something like that might work. You have an idea what kind of team you need in order to fight Eluard now. Let's move on to the last one, Morael. So Morael is kinda weird, the description is really complex, but Cosmic Field. At the start of the battles, Morael creates a star core which remains on the battlefield. When Morael uses her ultimate ability, a Cosmic Field is generated for 8 seconds. After the Cosmic Field has been generated, the star core unleashes a chain reaction that traps enemies in the Cosmic Field up until the field disappears or the enemy escapes from it. While the Cosmic Field exists, Morael deals 150% damage per second to all enemies trapped by it. If an enemy escapes from the Cosmic Field, Morael will deal 320% damage to them and stun them for 3 seconds. Pretty complex, kinda resembles her normal ability, Cosmic Field, but a little bit different. Next one is Cosmic Motion. Morael commands her star core to move to the most densely concentrated area of enemies, which deals enemies in any... basically, they'll move the core to the highest density area where your guys are and do damage to them. Next one is interesting. Cosmic Fusion. Passive. Units within the star core's range have their attack ratings increased by 30%, whereas Morael's power is greatly increased when it takes effect on her. An active Morael charges her star core with the cosmic power, causing it to explode, dealing 200% damage to nearby enemies. What does it mean? You want to keep that star core away from Morael and close to your guys so you can do additional damage. Kinda like that. And the last skill. Celestial Blessing. During the battle, the star core gathers cosmic energy over time from the galaxy. Once the star core has finished gathering energy, it respectively transfers 150% energy points to Morael and all targets close to it, which consequently exhaust all of the star core's energy. The star core is able to gather 10% of its total energy capacity per second. If Morael is within the star core's range during the transfer process, she will receive an additional shield. So basically you want your guys to be around the star core while it's giving out the energy, so you can steal it instead of Morael and she won't get that much energy. Not that much info on her in the chat yet, but it's recommended to use someone like Raku, the ranged guys who are doing a lot of damage, burst damage, because that damage boost will be really strong, and avoiding melee heroes because they will go next to Morael and she will drop the core over there and you guys are screwed, so probably that's for the ranged guys, for the rangers. So basically, based on your main faction that you go for, main class, you have warriors, rangers, and the mages. For the most situations, you want rangers to be on the Morael, you want warriors to be on the Eluard, and you want mages to be on the Desira. Something like that, that's really rough estimation, but most of the heroes of that class will be good against those specific bosses. Once again, guys, before we actually get to those bosses and fight them, we don't really know what will work against them, but that will give you some info how you can build your team from the start and which side you should go for depending on the heroes that you have. That will change the way you will plan your progress through the Abyssal Expedition in order to be the most effective. So guys, I hope that will help you a lot, because like if I knew it from the start, I would have different heroes in my setup. And the side option, like where you're gonna start, is actually dependent on the heroes you wanna go for. Now you know how it works. Let me know in the comments if it helped you. Join the Discord so we can discuss it there. The link will be down there in the video description and the pinned comment. In the description there will be other links like more AFK Arena guides and other stuff. Well, you will see it all. See you there. Thank you for watching. Soviet out. До свидания.